As you can see by the date of this video, both the Canon EOS R5 and the Canon EOS R6 have not yet been released. These two full-frame mirrorless cameras will have a groundbreaking and colossal impact on the professional photography and prosumer photography world. It really is Canon's first serious attack on the full-frame mirrorless camera market. So it really isn't that bad to be planning ahead. Anticipation has always been a good thing, right? Therefore, I thought it might be a good idea to look at what the differences between the two cameras were going to be. Now, in general, I have more information on the actual stills specifications for the R6, as the R6 is just rumored and not announced. The R5 is definitely fully announced by Canon and official. I will leave the link to the site where you can go look at the latest updates. But the R5 will be 45 megapixel, whereas the R6 will only be 20 megapixels. Both cameras will have 12 frames per second mechanical and 20 frames per second electronic. Now, obviously that is confirmed on the R5 in the Canon announcement, but on the R6 it is more like a rumor. The R5 will have dual card slots, scroll wheel added to the back. There will be no touch bar on the back. Nobody liked the touch bar on the EOS R. It just wasn't a good move for them. It'll have a larger capacity battery. It'll have built-in 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, and it'll be launching in July 2020. And as you know, because of COVID, that might be a different story. "8K RAW internal video, up to 29.97 frames per second. 422 10-bit Canon log, H.265 422 10-bit HDR-PQ. There will be 4K internal video recording at up to 120 frames per second. That is exciting for a lot of people, as most of these specs are jumping over what Sony has always been the leader in having. There will be no crop at 8K and no crop at 4K. You will be using the full width of the sensor. Dual pixel CMOS AF that we all love from Canon will be available in all 8K and 4K recording modes on the R5. Canon log will be available in 8K and 4K internal recording modes. The Canon EOS R5 will have 5-axis in-body image stabilization, which works in conjunction with the optical image stabilization equipped with many of the RF and EF lenses. It will have dual card slots. One will be CF Express and one will be SD UHS-2. Both are very fast, people, very fast. I will leave a link to Canon Rumors where you can go and check out the rumored specs so you can see they will be updated. They do a pretty good job on that. It'll be a 20 megapixel full frame sensor, in-body image stabilization. It will also have 12 frames per second mechanical and 20 frames per second electronic, 4K 60p, full HD 120p, dual card slots, lower resolution EVF than the EOS R5. Build quality will not be as good as the R5. However, you will also benefit from the new battery they will have. Rumor is that that new battery will have the same shape as the old classic batteries on the Canon mirrorless cameras. However, the capacity will be much higher. And when you're talking mirrorless, you are happy when you get that higher battery capacity. Also, a couple of other things to mention. The R5 will have magnesium alloy construction. The R6 will most likely be a more consumer line construction. Also, the rumored IBIS is really promising for both the R5 and the R6. Apparently, they have been seen by certain insiders and it is looking very good. Now, I really think that the R5 versus the R6 relationship will be very similar in a marketing sense to the relationship between the Canon EOS 5D and the Canon EOS 6D. Therefore, on the R5, you will probably see a lot of the more professionally leaning features, And on the R6, you will have a lot of the prosumer leaning features, and they will be sacrificing on certain things to cut down price. Projected prices for both of these cameras for now is relatively sure that the R5 will be at $3,500 US, and the Canon EOS R6, we're still not sure. It's up in the air. I am going for a guess of around $2,500. That's what it seems to me. So I strongly advise those making the decision between the two mirrorless cameras to pay attention mostly to the R6. Look at the specs that it has. See if the R5 has the additional specs that you might need for your workflow. And if you don't, most likely it's a lot like the 5D and the 6D. You can probably go for the R6. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, share, subscribe, and don't forget, everybody, keep on making something from nothing.